There is a profound, ancient stillness that exists before a thought arises, a pristine, untouched snowfield where no footprints have yet been laid. And there is a silence, deep and resonant, that exists after the thought has dissolved, like the ripples on a pond settling back into glass. This is the natural state. This is the canvas upon which the universe paints. But for you, for the vast, trembling majority of the human race, this silence has become a myth. It has been exiled. It has been buried beneath the roar of a machine. You have forgotten how to dismantle. You are living inside a house where the fire alarm is ringing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It rings while you eat. It rings while you speak to your lovers. It rings while you sleep, bleeding into your dreams. And the tragedy is not just the noise. The tragedy is that you have lived with this siren for so long that you have convinced yourself the noise is you. You have mistaken the sound of the alarm for the beating of your own heart. You have become addicted to the torture of your own mind, clinging to the static because you fear that without it, you would cease to exist. Let us begin by dissecting a question that haunts the very edges of your sanity. A question that visits you at 300 am when the world is quiet, but your internal architecture is crumbling. Why is it that the harder you try to be peaceful, the more chaotic you become? Why is it that the moment you clench your fists and decide to stop thinking about a painful memory, that memory grows roots, vines, and thorns, wrapping itself around your throat with the strength of a python? You have been raised on a diet of spiritual warfare. You have been told to fight your demons. You have been told to conquer your anxiety. You have been told to subtract the darkness, to find the light, to scrub the stain from the soul. And I am here, standing in the doorway of your perception, to tell you that this is the greatest lie you have ever been told. This is not a failure of effort, it is a failure of geometry. It is an architectural flaw in your understanding of your own engineering. You are trying to perform surgery on a ghost. You are trying to use a heavy iron hammer to fix a passing cloud. The reason you are suffering is not because your mind is broken. The reason you are suffering is because you have lost the user manual for the most sophisticated instrument in the known universe. You are sitting in the cockpit of a starship, a supercomputer capable of simulating galaxies, weaving reality from stardust, and composing the poetry of existence. Yet you are slashing the dashboard with a knife, hoping the violence will make it slow down. We must look at the mechanics of this machine with the cold, clear eye of a Zen master. We must look at the arithmetic of the soul. In the physical world, the laws of matter are simple. If you hold an apple in your hand, you give it away, you have subtracted an apple. The hand is empty. If you have a pile of earth and you shovel it to the side, you have divided the pile. The space is cleared. But the mind, this vast, shimmering archive of sensory data, does not follow the laws of Newtonian physics. It follows the laws of accumulation. It is a cosmic library that has no incinerator. The human mind does not possess a subtraction button. It does not possess a division symbol. It only knows two operations, relentless and absolute addition and multiplication. Understand this law, for it is the gravity of your internal world in the realm of the mind you cannot remove. You can only add. When you sit in meditation or in the desperation of your bedroom and you say, I want to remove this anger, What the mind registers is not the desire for peace. The mind hears focus on anger. To focus on it is to feed it. To reject it is to acknowledge it. To say, I do not want this, is to invite it into the living room and offer it a chair. If you try to subtract a thought, the mind says, one more. It adds your resistance to the pile. If you fight it with intensity, if you bring your emotional will to bear against it, the mind says, this must be vital. This must be significant, and it multiplies it. One thought becomes 10. 10 becomes 100. 100 becomes a defining narrative of your personality, a scar carved into the bedrock of your identity. You are trying to smooth the waters of a lake by hitting it with a flatiron, and every blow only creates more waves. Let us play a game, a cruel, illuminating little experiment that reveals the tyranny of this mechanism. If I command you right now, with all the authority of the cosmos for the next 10 seconds, do not think of a monkey. Do not visualize its tail curling around a branch. Do not imagine the texture of its fur. Do not hear its chatter. Do not think of the monkey. What happens? Your mind becomes a jungle. The monkey is suddenly omnipresent. It is swinging from your neurons. It is dancing behind your eyelids. Why? Because the mind operates on positive data. To not think of the monkey, you must first conjure the high definition image of the monkey to know exactly what it is you are supposed to be rejecting. You are trapped in a paradox of your own making. The resistance creates the persistence. The very act of pushing away pulls the object closer. This is why your battles with anxiety, with depression, with trauma often feel like you are walking into quicksand. The laws of the solid world do not apply here. In the solid world, if you are trapped, you struggle, you push, you climb. But in quicksand, the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. The harder you thrash against the darkness, the more real you make it. You are granting the shadow a solidity it does not possess by wrestling with it. You cannot sweep away a shadow with a broom. You cannot shout at the night to become day. You must wait for the sun. You must understand the nature of the vehicle you are driving. Imagine a supercar, a machine of immense, terrifying power, built for speed, built to traverse the cosmos of imagination. It is a Ferrari of consciousness. But this car has a unique design feature that you have misunderstood as a flaw. Look at the pedals on the floor. The first is a gas pedal. The second is a gas pedal. The third is a gas pedal. There is no brake. There is no clutch. There is no reverse gear. This is your mind. It is an engine of pure, unadulterated acceleration. Whatever you touch, it speeds up. Whatever you look at, it magnifies. If you touch the pedal of fear, the engine revs, and the world becomes a landscape of terror. If you realize this and try to stomp on the pedal of stop fear, you are simply pressing another gas pedal. You are now revving the engine of resistance to fear. The noise gets louder. The vibration shakes your bones. The chassis rattles. And in your panic, believing that force is the answer, think the solution is to press harder. You are doing everything right according to your logic, but your logic is flawed because you are trying to brake with a throttle. You are pouring gasoline on a fire, hoping to drown it. This is the tragedy of modern existence. You have been gifted this miraculous instrument, a tool capable of analyzing the stars, composing symphonies that break the heart open, and engineering bridges across oceans. But for most of you, It has become a source of unbearable nuisance. Is a runaway train, and you are tied to the tracks, watching the wheels turn. The mind was designed to be a tool, a faithful servant to fetch information, to calculate survival, to create beauty. But the servant has usurped the throne. The servant has become the master, and the true master, the consciousness within, has fallen asleep in the back seat. Why has this happened? How did we lose the kingdom? It is a case of mistaken identity. It is a spiritual amnesia so profound that you have forgotten the distinction between the driver and the car. Suffering arises from this single, catastrophic confusion. You do not know the difference between you and what you have gathered. Look at your body. What is it truly? It is the food you have eaten. It is the accumulation of the earth, the crops, the water transformed into flesh and bone. It is a heap of food, gathered over 20, 30, 50 years. It is borrowed soil that you must one day return to the earth. Now, look at your mind. What is it? It is a heap of impressions. It is the sensory data you have gathered through the 5 windows of the senses. It is a collection of memories, societal conditioning, words your parents whispered, images you saw on a screen, traumas you endured. It is a recycle bin of the past. You have a heap of food called the body and a heap of impressions called the mind. But where are you? If you accumulate a pile of clothes in the corner of your room, do you become the clothes? If you build a house, do you become the bricks? No, you remain the resident. But you have accumulated this body and this mind with such density, with such possessiveness, that you have become entangled in the fabric. You believe you are the walls. You believe you are the paint. When the car drives itself, when the heap of impressions dictates your reality, you are in danger. If you are sitting in a car that decides to drive off a cliff, that car is no longer a luxury hit, it is a nuisance. It is a terror. And that is what your mind has become. It takes you to places you do not want to go. It drags you into the gutters of the past, forcing you to relive betrayals that happened a decade ago. It drags you to the terrifying cliffs of the future, forcing you to mourn catastrophes that have not yet happened. And you feel helpless to stop it because you think you are the car. Consider the poison you drink daily. This is not a metaphor, this is biochemistry. This is the alchemy of self-destruction. When you hold on to resentment, when you nurture anger like a precious stone, when you bathe in anxiety, you are altering the chemical composition of your blood. If you were to take a sample of your blood during a moment of supreme rage, you would find it teeming with toxicity. You are turning your own biology against itself. You hold this anger because you think it is a weapon. You think, I am angry at him, and my anger will punish him. But look at the insanity of this strategy. You are drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You are burning down your own house, hoping the smoke will annoy your neighbor. The mind says, he deserves my wrath, but your liver, your heart, your cells scream, why are you killing us? You are seeking a solution. You are asking, how do I stop this? How do I find peace in the eye of the storm? And the answer is frustratingly simple, yet it requires courage most do not possess. The answer is not in doing. The answer is in distancing. You cannot fix the mind with the mind. You cannot use a dirty cloth to wipe a dirty table. You will only spread the filth. You must step back from the table entirely. There is a space within you that is untouched by thought. There is a dimension of you that is not the body, not the mind, not the memory, not the emotion. It is the life itself. It is the spark of existence that allows you to know you are here. It is the screen upon which the movie plays, forever white, forever pristine, regardless of whether the movie is a tragedy or a comedy. Close your eyes. Do it now. Even if you see nothing but darkness, you know you exist. You do not need a thought to prove your existence. You do not need an emotion to validate your life. You simply are. That am-ness, that pure sense of aliveness, is the key to the shackles. The solution is not to stop the mind. Let the mind chatter. Let the monkeys scream. Let the engine rev. But you must climb out of the engine bay and sit in the driver's seat. You must establish a holy distance. How do you create this distance? By anchoring yourself in the only truth you have, the process of life. Feel the breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. It is a fragile, silvered thread tying you to existence. It has been with you since the moment of your birth, and it will be the last thing to leave you. Feel the rhythm of your heart, that tireless drum beating inside your chest, pumping life without your permission, without your instruction. Focus on the sensation of aliveness in your hands, in your legs, in the base of your spine. This aliveness is the you that is separate from the accumulation. When you focus on the life process, a gap opens up. It may be small at first, a hairline fracture in the wall of noise. But in that gap, there is no suffering. Suffering requires identification. You must grab the hot coal to be burned. If you stand back and watch the coal, it is just heat. It is just light. It is just energy. It is not pain. Imagine you are standing on the grassy bank of a rushing, violent river. The river is your mind. It is full of debris, old branches of memory, rotting leaves of regret, sometimes a beautiful flower of joy, sometimes a dead carcass of fear. The river flows fast, dark, and turbulent. Most of you have jumped into the river. You are drowning in it, fighting the current, swallowing the muddy water, screaming for help, battered by the logs and the stones. You are trying to stop the river with your hands. The practice of awareness, the practice of Zen, is simply crawling out of the river and sitting on the bank. You dry yourself off. You feel the sun on your face. The river still flows. The debris still floats by. The anger, the fear, the monkey, they are all still there in the water. But you are dry. You are watching. You are no longer the debris. You are the witness of the debris. In this witnessing, a miracle occurs. The mind loses its power over you. The car is still running, but you have taken your foot off the gas. You are no longer fueling the chaos with your attention. And slowly, organically, without your interference, without your aggressive attempt to stop it, the momentum begins to fade. The engine cools. The monkeys, ignored and unwatched, retreat back into the forest of the subconscious. This is the ultimate liberation. Not the cessation of thought, but the independence from thought. Not the death of the mind, but the mastery of it. You are the life that precedes the thought. You are the silence that holds the sound. You are the vast, open sky that holds the clouds. Clouds come and go. Some are black, stormy, and thunderous, as some are white and fluffy. But the sky is never damaged by the storm. The sky is never wet by the rain. The sky never clings to the cloud saying, "Do not leave me," nor does it push the storm away saying, "I do not want you." It simply provides the space for it to pass. Be the sky. Do not try to be a better person. Do not try to be a positive thinker. Those are just more traps, more additions to the pile. Just be the life that you are. Create that holy distance between the accumulation and the essence. In that distance, you will find the breaks you have been looking for. In that distance, the noise fades, the alarm stops ringing, and for the first time in a long time, you will hear the sound of your own being. And that sound is silence. That sound is the cosmos humming within you. That sound is bliss.